All right, DSO Secrets and DEO community. I'm so honored and lucky today to have Bob Fontana with us. Bob Fontana, the CEO and visionary for Aspen Dental, is going to be one of our headline speakers along with Gary Vaynerchuk. So, Bob, it's you and Gary on the stage together, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's super, super cool. And at the Summer Summit here coming up, we're going to talk about growing and scaling multiple locations, dental group, and maybe even to a DSO. So Bob, welcome. Thank you so much. And what can you tell us? Obviously, people know very well about your company. You guys have done so much in the industry. What are you up to lately? I know you are stayed active in the past year.
Definitely active. I think 2020 was obviously a very difficult year, but for us, actually, it was a year I think we'll look back on, and it's going to be an inflection point, a really important inflection point. As you know, largest brand in the country. We have almost 900 locations. We opened 60 last year, de novos. Even during the pandemic, we'll open 85 this year. So 44 states, almost 900 locations. And on top of that, we were fortunate enough to have the opportunity to buy ClearChoice, which is a great asset, great organization, and we're excited to continue to integrate with them. So lots going on in our world for sure.
Yeah, and what an amazing strategic thought there, because I was watching some other interviews and you had mentioned that you are doing, I think, 500,000 dentures cases or something.
Yeah.
And so all of those are potential, high-end implant cases. So really, it's a marriage that works extremely well. I'm sure it was pre-thought, but just congratulations on that. Very, very strategically sound and an amazing decision.
We're excited about it for sure.
Yeah. Well, while I have you here, there's a couple of questions that I think are interesting. You all have been through an amazing growth path and just amazing kind of example of growth. So speaking of kind of what we've been through in the past year and crisis, I'm just curious, this is actually a side question as you were saying that. Did you see this once kind of, the snow globe got shaken up a little bit? Did you kind of in your team really go down and say, hey, look, let's figure out, let's stay active here. Let's figure out where we can actually serve patients even more. Was it a kind of a conscious decision with your leadership team? Like, hey, we're going to use this time to see if we can, use it for the best and see what good we can make out of this.
Yeah, I don't know listen, like everybody else, March and April, really what I refer to as some dark days. You had to buckle down. There was no playbook. A storm was coming through. But we definitely thought, like anything else, hopefully there's some rainbows after the storm, and for sure. And for us, we knew we had a lot of conviction around our model. We just do. We understand our patient base. Dentistry is not going to go away. And so we knew at some point the world would sort of normalize. We hoped it would have been faster, quite frankly. But we came out of that darkest period prepared the teams were prepared, the doctors were prepared, and prepared to go to market to make sure that that patients across the country knew we were back open and ready to help them, and that was important. In fact, we created new campaigns during the middle of April and invested and held those teams in place because we wanted to hit go once the state started opening back up.
Yeah, and kudos to you all. I just noticed kind of throughout the industry, the strongest teams found a way to really regroup and kind of look at the landscape and see, where can we take action here? Where can we move forward? So again, kudos to you all. So, Bob, one question I want to ask you, and I know everyone out there who's, as you know, folks that attend our events are at 2 to 5 locations, that 10, 20, even up to 30 locations. And they probably look at Aspen and they're like, man, what a story, what a success story, kind of growing organically this entire time. So if you were going back to the day and you had this 3 to 5 locations, or you were really, starting from that position, what would you do now in 2021? Like, what would be your strategy? What would be the first couple steps you would take if you were looking to grow again?
Yeah, well, it's a long time ago now. So 20 years ago, 900 locations ago. Listen, I think good businesses understand who they are. Like, and I would say to those groups, what's different about them? Why should people choose them? What's their model? And so for us, that was an important insight 22 years ago. We felt we could be a yes organization in a world full of no's. We wanted to differentiate. We understood that the patient mattered, the consumer mattered, and beyond dentistry, there's a whole host of things that are important to people. And so that was our North Star. It's not for everyone, but I'd say for a young group, a smaller group starting out, why are they different? Why should people vote for them effectively? And I think those that figure that out, those that create that sort of innovative model that differentiates, so those are the ones I think will succeed and scale for sure.
Yeah, I'm curious. Are you seeing this in dentistry? It's almost as if the industry is maturing and we're kind of realizing that there's different, a very large stratification of patient avatars and patient needs and lots of room to satisfy those. Is that what you're seeing out there too as the industry matures?
You're starting to see those platforms, and we're paying attention. One of the things that worries me as we get larger, are we going to continue to be agile enough, nimble enough? We have to go earn it too. What we did 10 years ago, 5 years ago may not be right, 5 years forward. And so you're starting to see some smaller models, innovate and really be thoughtful about what their spot is in the marketplace. And I think the trick for them is, can they build the right teams and scale the business in a predictable, scalable way that generates the returns? And again, we've been sort of able to balance both. And I would say to those groups too, this is dentistry, yes, but this is really about teams. Teams matters the most. This is a people business for sure. And making sure people understand why we come into work every single day, the purpose, the vision, that drives your culture. And really culture is, the way we think about it, is really our only competitive advantage and a huge differentiator for us.
Love it. Well, we're excited. There's so many lessons to be learned in the journey that you all have gone through. So come June, we're going to hear from you, Bob, and we're going to take the audience's questions. We're going to get a chance to, see what kind of pearls we can learn from your experience, and maybe even look into the future where you see some of this going. So thank you so much. Thank you for the hard work. I know you're part of ADSO and you're putting in a lot of work for the industry. So thanks so much for all of that.
Awesome. Well, stay safe. I look forward to the event this coming June.
All right. Thanks so much, Bob.
Awesome. Have a great day.